I've seen people compare him to like a Jokić light.
Baby Jokić.
Yeah.
One of the greatest young Turkish players coming out.
Alperen Şengün.
Alperen Şengün.
Şengün.
He gets it back. Oh, my goodness, how soft is that?
After year 3, will be a household name in the NBA.
Alperen Şengün. Chances are you've heard his name more times than you've complimented yourself today. Well, that's because he's currently having a breakout season for the Houston Rockets, and other players in the NBA think he's the next Nikola Jokić. You see, a lot of things have been said about Şengün this season, especially after he dropped a stat line that no other center in the history of the NBA has managed to put up. Some say he's the most improved player this season, while others believe he's the best Turkish player ever in the history of the league. But the comparison with Jokić is something that has become constant, and sometimes you wonder if it's really valid. Well, to answer this question, we need to go all the way back to his budding years in Giresun, a small Turkish town with a population of about 450,000 people. Officially, Şengün's basketball career started in 2012 when he joined the Giresun University Sports Club. He played for different age grade teams within the system until he was spotted by Ahmet Gürcan during the 2014 Turkish Youth Sports Festival. Impressed by Şengün's skill set and basketball IQ, Ahmet offered to sign the youngster for the team he coached. So, Şengün traveled nearly 800 miles from Giresun to Bandırma to begin the next phase of his basketball journey. He started out with the youth team, but after winning the Turkish Basketball Youth League Championship and a well-deserved MVP trophy, he was promoted to the senior team. There, he averaged 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 1.2 assists while shooting 47.6% from the field across 29 games. The next season, he moved to Teksuit Bandırma, where he averaged 5 points, 3.9 rebounds, and 0.6 assists across 22 games. Compared to the previous season, this was an underwhelming campaign, but it was enough to earn him a move to Beşiktaş. Şengün's performance with the Beşiktaş was absolutely impressive. He averaged 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists in 34 games, while shooting a ridiculous 62.6% from the field and 81.2% from the free throw line. He was named the MVP of the Turkish Basketball Super League on the 12th of May 2021. It was around this period that his name started to pop up on the radar of NBA scouts. Some scouts from other top European leagues also had him on their watch list, but Şengün always had his sights set on playing in the world's premier basketball league. So he turned down a lucrative offer from Turkish giants Fenerbahçe and declared for the NBA draft. Going into the draft, Şengün was projected as a potential lottery pick. However, NBA execs in their usual way chose to ignore him until the OKC Thunder snapped him up with the 16th overall pick. For Şengün, this was a dream come true, but unknown to him, he was about to witness the first twist of his NBA career even without playing a single minute in the league. After drafting Şengün, the Thunders immediately traded him to the Houston Rockets for 2 future first-round picks. It was an interesting couple of hours for the big Turkish center, who had no idea he was going to be traded. Şengün's dream was to get off the board within the first 10 picks of the draft. However, the circumstances that followed his draft meant he was now set to play for a team he didn't even work out for. To make things worse, at the time when Şengün was drafted, he could barely say a word in English. This would have been a huge turnoff for most teams, but the Rockets' front office felt that Şengün's talents were good enough to make up for the language barrier.
I didn't even work out with Houston, actually. But my agent was telling me all the time, they're calling me for you. They want to learn, like, what do you do?
Despite his inability to communicate with the coaching staff, Şengün was able to learn and understand all the plays and tactics introduced by them. Somehow, he was also able to communicate with his teammates on the court through grunts and groans. In October 2021, he made his NBA debut, scoring 11 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals, and a pair of assists. By the end of his rookie season, he averaged 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists across 72 games. But here's the kicker. Şengün started just 13 of those games, and his average of 20.7 minutes per game was among the lowest in the team. Yet he was the 7th top scorer on the team. Unfortunately, his contributions didn't really translate to success for the Rockets, as they finished bottom of the Western Conference standings. At the time, the Rockets were going through a rebuilding phase after James Harden left for the Nets. Even as talented as Şengün is, he couldn't do it all by himself. As a sophomore, Şengün continued to impress. On the 11th of January 2023, at 20 years and 133 days old, He became the youngest center in NBA history to tally 1,000 points and 200 assists. He started 72 of the 75 games he played in while averaging 15 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. Now in his third full season in the league, Şengün is playing the best basketball of his career so far. His responsibilities in the team have gone up, and so has his contribution. Currently, he's averaging 21.1 points, 9.3 rebounds, and 5 assists. In November 2023, at 21 years and 99 days, Şengün became the youngest center in NBA history to reach 500 assists and the youngest player in franchise history to tally 2,000-plus points, 1,000-plus rebounds, and 500-plus assists. But on the 5th of March 2024, Alperen Şengün did something that the NBA community will not forget anytime soon. The big center dropped a career-high 45 points against the San Antonio Spurs, despite being guarded by Victor Wembanyama, a consensus generational talent with an 8-foot wingspan. To top that off, Şengün tallied 16 rebounds, 5 steals, 3 assists, and 1 block, while holding Wembanyama to just 10 points and 3 assists throughout the game. Courtesy of that outstanding performance, Şengün became the 5th player to tally 45-plus points, 15-plus rebounds, and 5-plus assists in a single NBA game since the league started tracking steals in the 1973-74 season. His 45 points on the night also smashed Mehmet Okur's record for the most points scored in a single NBA game by a Turkish player. As if that wasn't good enough, the big center was back on the court a few hours later, casually dropping 23 points, 19 rebounds, and a career-high 14 assists against the Clippers. According to the stat sheet, Şengün is the first center in NBA history to post such numbers. His performances have been so good that analysts and even starting players have been forced to acknowledge his greatness, with most people describing him as the baby Joker.
He's got shades of Marc Gasol. He's got shades of Pau Gasol. He's got shades of Jokić. He's got shades of like the great bigs that can pass, that can shoot, that can play make. Super high IQ player.
At this point, everyone knows Şengün is a solid player. I mean, all of the metrics confirm it. But should we really be calling him the baby Joker? While the comparisons between Şengün and Nikola Jokić may sound absurd, they're definitely not out of place. Şengün's elite passing, high basketball IQ, and volume scoring tendencies puts him in the same pool as Jokić and other hyper-efficient big men in the league. However, it's obvious that Jokić is the better player in terms of quality and career achievements. The Serbian currently has an NBA ring, 6 NBA All-Star selections, and 2 MVP trophies to his name. He's also the favorite to win this season's MVP. Şengün, on the other hand, missed out on the All-Star team despite his impressive performances this season, and he hasn't really won anything significant since coming into the league. In terms of upside, Jokić appears to have reached his ceiling already, while Şengün is only just starting out. At 21 years old, he's already playing in his 3rd NBA season, and he's not just playing to make up the numbers. He's the heart and soul of the Houston Rockets and one of the best big centers in the entire league. So, when you think of his upside and what he can achieve in the coming years, it's scary. Granted, he needs to improve his defense and limit his turnovers. Other than that, Şengün's game looks flawless, and the hype around him is definitely valid. He's all-star material, and we can probably already name him as the greatest Turkish player to ever play in the league. But as of right now, it's too soon to put him on the same level as Nikola Jokić. What do you make of Şengün's NBA career thus far? Does he have the talent to become an MVP? Let us know what you think in the comments section.